I was talking with you before as well that the new Mr. Beast show that's out. Essentially, it's like a Squid Games.
I enjoy it.
It's very good. I did not know. You told me off camera that I had to watch. I didn't know there was almost like the trials to get into the show. We just watched it the other night, saw it was on. I was like, oh, Mr. Beast looks like Squid Games kind of deal.
So, in my opinion, Mr. Beast has ruined YouTube, but only because he's so efficient at breaking the algorithm that his videos are stylized in a certain way, and everyone tries to copy it. If it was just him doing him, it would be fine.
Yeah.
But everyone tries to copy that recipe, and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
But this cunt's that smart. He released his video on YouTube before it came, like the day it came out.
The day it came out.
So, and at the end of the video, it's like, now you can continue the series on Prime, Amazon Prime.
When we used to like watching, I mean, it's the idea that you're just doing it on YouTube before it went to the TV. But I used to like watching, and I still watch, like the little clips of all your America's Got Talent, Australian Idol. I used to love the tryouts. Yeah. Because there was the really good. You're like, oh, they're good. And you're like, oh, that person might be good. But then there was the fuck-ups. And you were just like, sometimes watching how people thought they were that good, but they were really not. And you'd be like, what are you doing? And then they were so confident that they were good. And you're like, that's so bad.
So if you go on YouTube and you go to the Mr. Beast thing, it's like how he selected the 2,000 people for the show. So
2,000 or 1,000?
Huh?
2,000 or 1,000?
Either. I think it started with 2.
Are you sure? I thought it started with 1,000.
On the YouTube thing.
Oh, okay.
So that like 3,000 people tried out.
Because I think on the show they start with 1,000, and then within the first 2 episodes they're down to 500.
It's fucking for $5 million American dollars.
Largest prize. That's cash prize they've had for a show like that.
That would be like 8.7 million Australian dollars.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
8.8.
And it is massive because, well, Mr. Beast is super rich, right? He's got that money to give.
He's not.
He doesn't.
He gives... He
got good sponsors.
If he earns 100 million in a video, cash, his next video is worth 200 million because he puts everything back. He lives in a normal house.
Oh, right. Interesting. Well, how do they get... I don't watch too much Mr. Beast.
There's a lot of controversy about him at the moment because he... had ex-employees come out and say there's like bad culture, like just cancellation kind of shit.
Yeah.
And so he just wanted to be a YouTuber.
Yeah.
He was in this group chat, this Discord server with these other X amount of people for like 2 years or 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Every day, 18 hours a day, they were on trying to figure out the algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what makes the best?
All they were doing.
What makes the best? This.
Yeah.
How do you get audience retention? Mm-hmm. So that's why his videos are curated in a certain way.
Yeah.
So it's like every 4 seconds something's happening. So you need to keep watching it.
Yeah.
That's how his YouTube videos are processed.
Yeah.
They're tailored towards children a little bit. Mm-hmm. Because that's the best audience to retention.
The biggest audience, yeah. And the ones that will then grow up with you the longest time to follow it along.
But the Prime series is more like a bit more adult, and it's fucking tense.
It's tense.
It's really tense.
So those kind of games, we're saying it's a little similar to Squid Games, but in terms of decisions, they're out of your hands. Like, all right, first one you've gotten all this way, you've gotten onto the show. First game is how much money? $500,000 is given out. People that willingly leave the show. We'll give you 500 grand in 15 minutes. How many people are willing to leave? And then you have to divvy up 500 grand for how many people leave immediately before you even do anything. And then once it's not a show that's the ball's out of your court for so many of the different things. Before they get to the challenges where you think you have a go, you got to rely on the people that you don't know. Like the line is first person. How much money can we give you? That when you take that money, you cancel out your whole row. You don't proceed.
That's like actually a fucking
So it's fucking playing off human behavior.
If you don't want, actually, this isn't
spoilers.
This isn't a spoiler, but if you don't want any spoilers, don't listen to the next 2 minutes. That end bit of the last episode you watched, where
episode 2.
So there's like, I don't know, say there's 50 people per team, and they choose a captain.
Yep.
And they don't know why.
That's right.
So the captain goes up, and then Mr. Beast says there's going to be a number displayed behind you that's going to keep going up.
Going to keep ratcheting up.
And there's a button in front of you, and there's 4 teams of 50 people.
Big buzzer push, as they've got to do for these game shows.
And the number keeps going up.
Yeah.
But as soon as you press the button, you collect the money.
Yep.
Your whole team gets eliminated.
That's correct.
But you don't.
But you don't. Yep.
This button goes up to 900 grand
Yep.
at the end of the episode.
And people don't push it. Yeah.
And no one's pushed it yet.
Because
And
the
I'm
whole
like,
thing to be
but-
the captain was like, I will not.
What's your
integrity.
number?
My integrity's for that to get all the.
I already know mine.
Yeah?
I know for a fact I would have bailed out at 300,000 Australian.
I thought 500,000.
Because that's my mortgge.
I thought 500.
I know, because then you're pocketing your mortgage.
Yeah.
And the rest is cream.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's cream.
Yeah,
It's
you
easy.
can be logical about it. Well, they did the same thing earlier in the show where it was the money kept going up. It was like first number 50 grand, 70 grand, 90 grand, but you eliminate your whole row.
I don't give a fuck about the row.
Yeah.
I just met these people.
But that's the mindset because then people go, I'm not, don't press it,
why
don't press it,
I'm
don't press
actually-
it, and then bang,
I'm
press
very
it, like,
impressed. I'm very impressed.
very well done.
Because those dudes, I don't know if they got told to not. No, they didn't. But like, you have to have some form of integrity to not press the button.
To not press it straight away,
because that you're also eliminating 33% or 25% of the competition.
Exactly right.
So
Yep.
fuck them off.
Yep. But
Get them out.
But all the things, all these games is always just to get to the next round because then the money comes at the end. But this whole show is like, no, there's money all the way through.
But
and
900 grand's a fifth of the money almost.
That's exactly.
Like, just fucking
just
book
take
it.
Take 900 grand. You're just like, yeah. If you get to $1 million, fuck it. 1/5 of the whole
That's
price.
1/5 of the whole
and you're
prize.
and you're only halfway in the show. You're
And
two
you can
episodes
still
in.
win.
And you still, and that's right. You still, it's crazy. Again, human integrity. It's actual. These shows and the Squid Games and all that. And why do we keep watching these shows over and over again? How many different ways? Because it's an interpretation of human behavior. And you look at someone, people that you idolize, because what do they have? They have attributes that you idolize because you want to be out the best version of yourself compared to the worst version of yourself. You got angels and demons, and they're constantly playing in your ear. And then who acts them out where you're the angel or the demon? Some people have the worst things, and you don't want the sociopaths. You don't want the dark triads in your life. And what do you want? And why do people become saints and sinners? Why do people get held up to such high regard? Why do you look at people that when they're in Nazi Germany and there was that one guy and he saved fucking how many was it? Like 2,000 Jewish children at the time because he sheltered them, and then they all come in 30 years later. And you hold that guy up to such high regard because it is human integrity.
But there's
to
also-
act out and practice what you preach
Is crazy.
is fucking hard. When there's that much money, but or something's on the line. That only ever plays out when there's something on the line. People don't give a shit if there's nothing on the line. The way you act,
I'm stepping over a dead body for $1 million.
you're gonna stab him in the back of the neck and
Oh, mate. Oh, there's I can't remember his name. Mr. Nice. God, I can't remember his name. He's a massive tech reviewer. I watch him all the time. And he
tech reviewer.
He
Yep.
does a video with Mr. Beast. Obviously, it was all planned.
Mm-hmm.
He does a video.
Cristiano. While you look for that, can we pause for a sec?
Yes.
Pause for a obvious toilet break.
All right, so
it
sorry,
is.
his name's actually Mr. Who's the Boss. He does
Who's the Boss.
tech reviews, and the day that Mr. Beast thing come out, I think it was the next day, he did a review of all the tech that was involved behind the production.
Okay, yeah, because it is they drop it when they drop them off the shoots. They literally drop them where it's like, where are they going?
It was more the camera tech, and like
What they have, 1,100 cameras
It
or
was the
something?
logistics.
Yep.
Because every single person has a GoPro. But then they went to the storyboard room. Mm-hmm. So in real time, they got this massive board and they're building the stories.
Yep.
Like, and when you have to apply for this show, I think you send a minute video. Mm-hmm. They judge your personality, and they got like villain.
Yep.
hero.
Yeah,
like
okay.
they got like
By the persona.
They got 50 key players that they're going to focus on to
Yeah,
see
right.
if any story comes, because they can tell from their personality traits that they could be a good
There
watch.
could be, okay, yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Interesting.
It's so fun.
It's so well thought out, but you don't, yeah, if you're not privy to watch all the background stuff on that,
No.
like how interesting that's the kind of thought process to go into trying to make a successful show.
It's a very good show.
It's great, but like we said, with all those cameras, because remember one of the games, it was like catching the balls that would drop from the ceiling
Yes.
on the two separate teams,
How'd
and
they-
then they kept going with it because they missed it, and then they realized, the people that thought they'd lost,
What a cliffhanger.
they went back and reviewed it, and they went, oh no, one was dropped earlier than that, and then another one was dropped even earlier than that, which missed only because they had all the cameras viewing and they reviewed it all. They realized that the losers thought they were the winners thought they were the losers.
But who the fuck drops a ball?
Yeah, wait, the whole thing is just watch where the ball comes and catch it.
I was looking at.
And there's $5 million on
I
the
was
line.
next to Zara watching it, and I was like, if any of my mates
Drop the ball.
drop that
I
ball,
would go and
it's
punch
literally just floating down above you.
Wasn't
if any
floating.
of
They
them-
dropped it pretty quick.
Yeah,
It wasn't a balloon.
But like, it's not like a footy player's kicking it at you.
No. Nothing like that.
If you drop it on the first go,
yeah, but there
you're
was
like,
because that bloke was early, right?
you're fucked.
That review that was like early on. That bloke missed it. And he was like, and then because
Pretty feminine.
pretty feminine.
It's pretty feminine.
The fucking cliffhanger was then because then so you're thinking this team's won and lost. And then that bloke goes up and he's like, don't put that out there. Because it's like, you're being filmed by fucking 1,200 cameras. And he's like, don't put that out there. Because obviously he's gone up. You don't know what he said. But the guy's just like, don't put it out there. Stop saying that. Stop saying that. It was the bloke that would have been like, I dropped the ball. I dropped the ball like early and we've just kept going. They've missed it. And everyone's like, shut up. Sit over there. Don't say anything.
Idiot.
And then they reviewed it and he goes, that's how we do it. You're being filmed by 1,200 cameras all the time in all these areas. And they review the situation after the fact. And